Hey, welcome back. Angling with Arlie here. Got everything all set up. Turn on a little light here so you can see me. Well, hello there. How we doing? So, yeah, sitting in my clam, kenai, one-man thermal. Love it. I don't need a whole lot of room myself. Plenty of room out here in front of me I could have several holes here. I always run one down here. Plenty of room for my Vexlar. Love it. So, yeah. So, added some lighting. Right now, what you're looking at is down on the bottom bar. One is going down towards the ice. It's on the ice. We're going to delete that one. Oh, now we got lights in the tub. That's where I had my biggest problem, was inside my tub. I have the black tub. It's deep. I had a difficult time seeing in here to find rods or tackle or whatever I needed. So I put two LED lights, one on each side. And, oh, we got a little light up on top now, coming down on my eyes. As you can see, you got one light right here. This is inside my corner tray. When I bring the phone in, I'll show that a little bit more. Let me turn them off. Oh, you see this little purple light here? Yeah. Ice hole power. Yes. I installed one. So, yeah. It's been kind of a difficult build, to be perfectly honest with you. I could have done it all by myself, but I did call my cousin Bobby over, to help me run wires and keep everything organized. So I wouldn't, be crossing wires, and because I wanted them, your switches be there, or down in there, or wherever. So it was much easier having two people here running wires. So yeah, come on in. Come on in. Let's see what we got going on in here, guys. I'm going to turn this around. So, we're going to start right out here in front of me. As we can see, I do have a foam tile down here. I like to keep my feet on, keep it off the ice. It seems to help keep your feet a little warmer. As far as holes, I got that whole area there. I can put a hole there. I can put a hole there. So I could have two holes. Over here, I got my Vexlar on my bucket. I like to, keep buckets around. Put fish in or what have you, because I don't really care for throwing them inside my tub. Brand new Vexlar FLX28. I just installed the Amped Outdoors battery in it, the 7.5. I want to talk a little bit about that. As you can see, I can get it right there. They have dog ears on them. As you can see, that dog ear that's holding that battery in place there. I can zoom it in a little bit better. Now there's 4 of them. There's one on each end, 2 on each end, I'm sorry. The 6-hour amp battery fit in there perfect. The 7.5, as you can see, has that extra lip on the top of it. So it didn't fit quite as well. So I actually took a razor knife and just trimmed away until I finally got to the size of opening that, the battery would sit in there properly. So I got that installed yesterday. Now, another thing I'd like to change on this is the clips that go onto the battery. I'd like to have them L-shaped ones so I don't, have to pull them off and plug in my actual battery charger that Amped Outdoors provides you with for, I think they're $20, but you got to use the proper charging cable to charge their batteries. So, with that being said, yeah, that make it a little bit more difficult, or a little bit easier. I'm sorry. Canvas is a little on the light or soft side here. It's never seen the ice. I've never had this out. I put it all together, guys. I knew what I was doing, but I didn't know what I was doing. So I didn't get it quite as tight as I would like. But we're going to make do. And, over time, I'm sure it will, tighten up. So, as you can see, that is the bar going down on the ice. Comes off the end there. As you can see, I got LEDs on that. And on the other side, I got LEDs facing down on the ice. Make it a whole lot better to see. Now we've got them shut off. If I was to shut that door, you'd really get where I'm coming. One of my favorite seats. That thing is so sweet. Sits down in a 5-gallon bucket. So, as we go on here, my tools, RoboHawk, love them. Got everything I need right there, scissors, my toothpick, and I just ordered a new one the other day, and yes, it's already came. Now, let's turn it upside right so we can read it. Cold Snap Outdoors, guys. Cold Snap Outdoors. And I know, yes, I turn it the right direction. Cold Snap. Had this one here for ages. I thought it was time for a new one. So yeah, RoboHawk. I just love it. I mean, you hook them on your bibs. I just put them right up here in the shack. I even fold up with them hanging right up in there. No problems at all. None at all. Over on my other side, I got another RoboHawk. That's for my phone, so I can clamp my phone right in there. I like to listen to a little bit of music. I like to watch YouTubes, what have you, while I'm out fishing. So that's a must, man. You got to get on RoboHawk and get you this tether for your phone. Believe me, it'll save you hundreds of dollars. Nothing worse than phone going. And I know a few of you've done it. Then up here, I've got the tape measure. It's got tape on it. And it's also, that's a little tool right there. I can open up the back of it, and there's Phillips head, straight head in there. I can put right on there. It also has a light built into it. So, up here in the top, if I come back a little bit, you can see the mesh netting. I throw my gloves up in there, my hat, the stocking cap, keeps it warm, keeps them dry. And my ice scoop, I just run the little cheapies, $3 ice scoop, It just hangs right up there. So, yeah, bring down a little light here. So, wiring, guys, that was a little bit different. Wiring, when you're putting in these lights, you're going to have wires everywhere. So let's just set this out here. See if I can get it about the right angle. So the lighting in your shack, guys, you use these LEDs, you gotta, you're gonna cut strips, and then you're gonna have to buy the little piece. If I just reach over here, I'm sure I can find it in my bucket here. If I just get it out, we're just gonna kind of go over things here. So here's your LED strips. They're just rubber with and I got the ones with 3M on the back of it, guys. 3M. I just kind of feel that 3M has the best backing glue style tape on them. 3M. I'm not gonna say a whole lot about them. I'm just saying they're great. I like 3M. So on your lighting, if I can get one out here. Right, here we go. So on these here, guys, these just pop open. You can run your LED light in there, and you clip it back down, and it makes connection. Well, on your LED light though, at the end, you got the 2 copper pieces right down there at the bottom. They got them copper right where you cut it at. You've got to trim back that plastic, that rubber coating. You got to trim it back enough to get this clamped in there so it can make a connection, because there's 2 little metal pieces in there that'll clip it down. Okay, so you want to make sure you clean it off good so it makes good contact. The wiring on it, they're not very heavy wire. In fact, it's extremely thin wire. So once you get your connector hooked to your LED, before you attach it to your shack, guys, hook it up to a battery. Make darn sure that you've got proper connection before you do that. I had to take one of them off, and then I did not reuse it because I just felt like I already stuck it on something, and I pulled it off. I didn't want to do it a second time. So I threw that one in the trash. I should have kept it, but I didn't. So yeah, make sure you got good connection, hook up to your battery, the whole 9 yards. Make sure it's going to turn on. So with that being said, I did use some red wire. Most of it was white, and if I'm not mistaken, I'm all out of white. I don't know, dude. I really didn't want black and red wires running all over inside my shack, I guess. So I used white. White looks cleaner to me. So everything, all the wires coming off all my lights are white. So when I connected the ground to the white, I wrapped it with electrical tape, black electrical tape. Then when I got over to my junction box where I was going to put all my wires together, all ground wires had black electrical tape on them. Okay. What did I do with the positives? Well, the positive sides all got the connectors that had and I'd be digging in here for 10 minutes trying to find one, but the positive side, all the connections on that, I used the connectors that you could take a heat gun to or a torch or whatever and shrink the tubing up and sealed it off. So that's how I done that. The other ends, the ground ends, I just used a regular old wire connector, okay, and pinched them up and wrapped them in black. Once again, that kept me in line with knowing what was ground and what was positive. Worked out great. So yes, the wiring that would come inside my tub, I didn't want just wire, hanging around in there. So I bought a 10-foot piece of that flex tubing that splits open. It'll split open right in the middle. You can run your wires right down through it, you know. So anything that was inside here, like coming off my rails here, well, only on this side actually, because that one I would need my side that I got my control box on, I did not put none on. But over here on the other side, I did, and it runs down inside my tub, clear up at the top, okay, and across. So the way to attach that was I just got them little clips right there, run that tubing in it, you know, you just slip it over the tube, and what I done is I drilled 2 small holes, one above the other, and ran a zip tie in there. No nuts, no bolts, just zip ties, okay? Zip tied that in there. It does not move. I can flip this up and down. My wires are all have just enough clearance where they can move and not come disconnected anywhere. So that worked out great. Let's get rid of this here. I knew I didn't want to put all that stuff up. Let me step out here. You can get a kind of a little bit better look at what's going on in there. As you can see my, maybe you can see my buddy heater back there in the back corner. My corner tray with that little light inside my corner tray. You can see the lights inside my tub. So yeah, I just feel like I've done a heck of a good job on it. It took me a little bit of time. I'm going to flip this around, and we're going to talk about it on the inside now. Oh, let me see here. I think maybe we need to knock down a little light. Let's see here. What's this one? That one goes down there. That one, I like that one. Okay, and that's the tub. Oh my gosh. Okay. When you're sitting going the other direction, guys, it's kind of half daily backwards on you. So, in my kenai, everybody's got, you know, they all come with the hammock, they call it. It's all the hammock. Now, all this stuff that's in there, guys, it doesn't sit in there like that. I just didn't pull it all out. So I've got my jigs sitting in there. Let's pull them out. That's from my Aqua View. My cleats, my ice pick. It's a must right now. There's some black wire. Oh, that's a light. That's from one of my other lights. My ice picks. Some other wire that I had bought. That wire was just way too stiff. It was hard to, yeah, I wasn't happy with that wire. Let's get rid of it. There's the line I like to use. Good old Suffix Ice Magic. Zip tie. So, as we see, let's come up here. That's the corner tray. As you can see, I've got the ice hole power. Kicked her right on. What I like about the ice hole power, guys, is it has a bottom to it. Okay? The bottom, I can literally take my jig and drop it clear down to the bottom and let it just sit there. Versus, I seen another one, I'm not exactly sure whose it was, but it didn't have a bottom to it. So it kind of threw me off. You know, you'd have to sit and hold it in that position where it's in that light. You know, I mean, it's not long, 10, 15 seconds, what they say. I like to let mine sit in there for 30, 45 seconds, you know, just give me a little bit more glow, a little bit longer. So yeah, I just put it right in the cup holder. I like to keep Mountain Dew with me. I'll figure that out later. I'm not concerned about it. I could probably go with them clam locks, put me a drink holder out front here. But as you're seeing, there's my wiring. That's got the going up to the top. I put it all the way up there. So there's my LEDs. So that's where my connection is. I literally wrapped it in black tape. Reason being, didn't want it come disconnected. There's my connectors. Them actually shrink. Them are the shrink connectors. We ain't got to worry about moisture in it. But yeah, they're just your everyday LEDs. I don't think they cost $15, if that. So let's get on back down here. So as you see, there's more of that black tubing running up there. There's all my white light or wires. Like I said, I like to use white. It just looks cleaner versus red and black. And as you see, that's another shrink tube connection there. This wire you're seeing hanging here is my AquaView. AquaView, yes, I like it. I drilled my hole just right down here in front of my tub and just drop her down in there. Now I can just, take it and turn it. I know which way I'm facing because a lot of times I just set it down to where it's just under the ice. And I'll either get it shooting straight across, or I can make it shoot going down in an angle. I like to just go straight with it. That way, if I want to let a little line out, I can go a little deeper. Yeah. So, let's flip this one on. Let's flip them off. Okay. So, let's just go to the... And I know there's no other way of doing this, guys. You'll be able to just move the phone around. So there's my control panel. Okay, that's a better picture for you. There's my control panel. That I actually got that off Temu. I do believe I paid $12 for it. It worked out great. It's solid metal. It holds up. It's going to hold up just fine. Okay. So, as you're seeing, I left the bolts a little long on these. They're both, just a tad bit long. I could have put a shorter one in, but the deal is on the back side of the corner tray here, guys, where the bolt's coming in, I put a nut and then a washer. Then when it came out, in between this plate and my corner tray, there is another washer. Then I put the nut on the outside. Yes, I could have went shorter, but trying to measure and figure out exactly what length I was going to need was getting to be a little bit too much of a headache. So I said, okay, this is going to work just fine. It was some nuts and bolts I had laying around. Now, I could get a hacksaw, and I could hacksaw them off and make them flush. But the only reason I'm not going to do that is if I ever have a wiring problem. And believe me, as you see, excuse me, dry throat. There's a lot of wires. So, yeah, I'm sorry. With that being said, I want to be able to remove that whenever I need. Okay. Let's flip that one back on. So let's push the seat all the way back. Buddy heater, okay? As you can see, that's like a 1x3 right there. What I done is I drilled in my board 2 holes, set it up there, and drilled through the upper part of my lip of the tub right there. Nut and bolt right there. It's down in there solid. Nice and solid. Then what I done is I screwed in on this front lip 2 screws that my buddy heater will hang right on. I had it on my other tub because I got 2 of these shacks. The other one I just done right to the tub itself. Worked out great. The only thing I'm not liking this idea is that it's awful close to my hammock. Okay. So I thought about this, and then I came up with, when you turn your heat on in these little shacks, you might have it on 3, 4, possibly 5 minutes, if that, and you're shutting it off. I mean, it just heats up in here so quick. So before I mounted that in here, before I cranked it all down tight, I turned my buddy heater on low, because that's all I ever run is low. And I closed up the front door, ran the heat. I sit in here with it to keep an eye on things. And as you see, it did not hurt my hammock. So I'm thinking that I'm going to be fine with that. I just thought maybe it was too close, but it's appearing that it's going to be fine. So on the other side of the hammock, or on the other side of the tub, there's another LED light there. Man, it just makes it so much easier to see down in there now, with that light. I mean, I can actually see. Oh, I got a drill bit down in there too. And my bait puck. And some nuts and bolts. And yeah. Man, got to do a little cleaning before I get this up out of the house. So, yeah. Let's flip on a little more light here. There we go. There we go. We're back up and running. So, towel. Got to have your towel. Okay? I always got a towel. So what I do is I hung it off my vent up here. That way I can keep it open. The other one, it doesn't have much weight on it, but I wouldn't gonna guess that that's enough for airflow to come through. Whether I'm freezing or not, I like to have airflow. So, these shacks, they come with them pockets on the side. So right now, the only thing I got in there is some packages of Silkies. I love Silkies. We got one container there that's got new treble hooks. I carry a few trebles with me. So, as we're flipping around here, sorry, I got a couple of the slim, large boxes made by Clam. And I got a small one that actually, I believe I got at Sportsman's Warehouse. So when I'm fishing, that's where that stuff's going to be stored. I just keep it right in there. Good old Aqua-View. Like my Aqua-View. So that's pretty much my setup inside the shack here, guys. We can step out and I can kind of show you the messy room. I mean, I've been working hard on this for whenever I can in between eating dinner and working and, having a little bit of family time. Yeah. We did battery box. We did not do the battery box. That's the clam battery box. So, as you see, amped outdoors. That is the 6-hour amp battery there. That battery, guys, if you look in between the positive and the negative terminals, you'll see that groove. If I go down here and you see that groove right there, let me say a little something about that. Get a good look at it. Now, that ain't the way the battery's supposed to look, by no means. So what that is, what's that caused from was my son had a buddy over, and I'm not excusing my son because he was just as much involved in this as the other boy was. They were crossing batteries. Thank God. And I mean, thank God, Amped Outdoors battery puts in some type, I can't even tell you, it's some type of resistor or feller or something like that will not allow these batteries to blow up. Thank God. Thank you so much, Amped Outdoors. I was up in Sioux Falls, South Dakota to the Ice Institute show, and I went over to their booth. I'd already sent them a PM through Facebook and told them what happened. He told me, he says they're okay. Just recharge them. They'll run just fine. And I'm going to tell you what, they have. As you see, it is holding 13 amp right now. Okay? 13. And I haven't charged this battery for at least a week, guys. And I've been down here dilly-dallying as much as I can. So, yeah, once again, thank you, Amped Outdoors Battery, for making these batteries so safe. As a lot of us has been seeing on TikTok and that of, motorcycles and that blowing up, catching fire. Thank God that nothing happened to my son or his little buddy. Yes, I did. I chewed their little butts a good one over that. Enough about that. Let's step out here. And let's talk about my auger. So I run the Life Light 6-inch. Love that auger. The blades that's on it, I know they're still good. I was cutting ice with them last year. It seemed like they were working pretty darn good when I put it away. I got new ones. I'm going to cut ice again. So I got me a new set I'm going to put on there. Right there it is at my feet. Now this is always a big controversy about what drill do you use. So I run the Milwaukee. Okay. That's the Milwaukee Fuel. I run, as you see, 5.0 batteries. I got 2 of them. I have cut so many holes with them batteries. And a lot of times, I don't even have to change batteries. There's been plenty of times I went out and cut probably 50, 60 holes and never changed the battery. So what one am I using? Right there you go. And I'm not sure if it ain't the smallest one. Number 2703. I think it's the smallest one they make. 2703. That drill, I went to a pawn shop here 2 years ago and Sorry about all the bouncing, but this is that type of video. So I went to the pawn shop, specifically looking for a drill. I found this one with 2 batteries and the charger. It had maybe 6 or 8 drywall screws in it. Now, I'm not kidding you. This drill was as clean as a day. I mean, there was a little bit of sheetrock dust on it, but not much at all. $100. Yes, $100 is all I paid for this. I could not believe it. I nabbed it up and I ran. Heck of a deal. Heck of a deal. But like we're saying, the model 2703, guys, it's been working great. I have drilled through. We were in Sioux Falls, South Dakota last year, and I was going through 2 foot of ice up there at Bitter Lake. Never had a lick of problems with it. Knock on wood, clock, clock, clock on the old noggin. Not had any problems with it. Great auger, great auger. So, looks like we're down to about 36 minutes. Kind of hate to keep everybody here. I like to fish at night, guys. So, I got a little light on the outside. You know, quad runners, pickups, snowmobiles. They come across that ice and they can't see me. Right there. That light will flicker for hours. There's 2 AAA batteries in there. It will flicker for hours. So, I got them, if I'm not mistaken, I might have got them at Walmart. Walmart or at Harbor Freight, one of the 2. I mean, save your life. We've heard plenty of accidents out there. But that is the Dave Gentz Thermo Pro Kenai. Love the shack. Hope to see everybody out there. Have a safe and yeah, just have a good time, man. Build your shack the way you want to build it. Build it to your specs. Build it to however it's going to work best for you, okay? Just because I built mine this way doesn't mean you have to. I'm just telling you. Build it to the way that you want to fish out of it. Whatever you do, just make it comfortable, you know? I tried not to add any more weight to it. I'm 58 years old, and, you know, pulling this shack can sometimes be a tough one unless it's just straight up ice coming through that snow. Oh, well, we did talk about that. I got them at Harbor Freight too. Love them. But that's the whole deal there, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Yeah. Have a safe and enjoyable ice fishing season of 2023-24. And yeah, hopefully we'll see you out on the ice. If you haven't hit subscribe by yet, then get her done before we get off here. And yeah, have a great one, guys.